Yo, 1212. What's going on, everybody? I make cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated. First, bars, because I'm nice and all that. Go listen to retrograde music. It's a retrograde right now. When I'm recording this, anyway. But anyway, how's everybody doing? This is going to be a reading for the Pisces. Pisces, how's it going? It's been a while, right? But that's okay, though. That's okay, because we're going to catch up right now. You know? So, starting off with the blind spot deck. Want to look where the veil may be. We know all about those veils, don't we, Pisces? Go look at where the veil is for those listening and for those who it resonates with. If it doesn't resonate right now, maybe it'll resonate 24 hours from now, maybe 8 hours from now, maybe 2 weeks from now, I'm here to get the message out to the people. So, this flew out, so I gotta take it, y'all. I gotta take it. It flew out like a jet plane. And it's the number 50, y'all. The number 50. Bang. The design on this is wild. It looked like a heavy top chick with a okay bottom, like some childbearing hips. I'm gonna keep it a beam with you know what I'm saying? But top heavy, like, you know what I'm saying? Tits are us, is pretty much what I'm gonna say. Alright, it's past a minute. Yeah, it's past a minute. Alright, so look, right? You go look up number 50. Stop playing around. I'm serious, though. Y'all know I'm serious, even though, I may cuss, but I don't curse. You know what I'm saying? Tits ain't even a curse, but here nor there, right? I was breastfed. Y'all all know that already, though, but anyhow. Let me find this number 50 for y'all. It's good to be back. Alright, look. Automation. Remember, this is the veil, y'all. This is what's hidden. This is what is potentially, blocking the path, so to speak. It's the blind spot. So if you've drawn this sigil, which I have, you are not seeing that your own programming is making you behave in a robotic way. This automatic way of behaving overrides your conscious capacity to know what is right to think, say, do, and consequently use your free will to take that action. Let's pretend that it's Thursday night. You have just left work and you are supposed to run an errand. To run this errand, you will have to take the turning onto the highway. So you get in your car and you start driving. But before you know it, you realize that you have missed the turning and instead you are taking your normal route and driving home. It is as if you have switched into autopilot. You are stuck in a pattern. Now let's pretend that you are walking through a gallery, the walls of which are covered with brilliant colored art pieces. Inside, you feel a sinking sensation like sadness. You wish you could be like those artists who make their living creating beautiful art, but you know that your life doesn't work that way. You have to be more practical. Your parents were immigrants who gave everything they had to give you a better life with more opportunities than they had. They knew, in parentheses, that the way to success was to go to college and to get a stable job. So when you used to draw as a child, instead of praising your work and encouraging it, they would discourage it and redirect you towards your more practical pursuits. Not your. Pardon me. Pretty soon you stopped drawing. You realized, parentheses, your life path was not the path of an artist. You realized that the right thing to do was to go to college and get a stable job. You are stuck in a pattern. And the word realizes in parentheses I've picked up on because real has to deal with the real world. We're Pisces here, so you know how that goes. They're being very sarcastic as a Pisces would right now. So that's why I'm saying realize the way that I'm saying it. So what both of these scenarios have in common is that in each case you are stuck in a pattern. Both situations are in fact the result of programming. The first is a case of automatic self-programming. The second is a case of unintentional, unconscious social programming. Programming is really nothing more than establishing a pattern. It is conditioning. It is training. To program something, whether it is a computer or a person, is to introduce a certain stimulus that causes that thing to carry out a specific action. To program something is to intentionally create a pattern within. When we do this to something else, we do it so we can control that thing. We do it so that we can bring the thing into the desired state for whatever use we have in mind for it. When you watch someone train a child or a dog or a horse, you are watching someone program that child or dog or horse. Put it in such a simplified way. Now that you see it that way, oh my God, are we tyrants? All right, look, the reality is that all people walking the earth are programmed. All of us are stuck in patterns that we do not have conscious control over because most of us do not even have conscious awareness of them. The brain likes to recognize and create patterns. Once a pattern is established, it delegates the pattern to the subconscious mind so that the conscious mind can remain unburdened and continue seeking out new information. The process of socialization is nothing more than programming that is accepted as good and healthy by the society you are born into. When parents program children to behave like we want them to behave in society, we consider it good parenting. As adults, we are already conditioned. We are already trained. We have been programmed by our society, by our religion, by our parents, by our friends, by the circumstances we encounter in our life, and by ourselves. The process of awakening, also referred to as the process of enlightenment, is nothing more than the process of breaking free from this programming. Healing this is nothing more than breaking the patterns that no longer benefit our progression. The average person experiences some positive programming and some negative programming, but this programming is mostly unintentional. The negative programming most people are subjected to is the result of negative beliefs passed from one generation to the next. After all, a belief is nothing more than a pattern. Or the negative programming may be the result of negative experiences that cause a person to become conditioned in a certain way. For example, a death in the family may result in someone developing a pattern where they do not get close to or intimate with people in order to avoid the possibility of losing them. For most people, the negative programming they receive from other people is unintentional by the person programming them. For example, many parents have no idea that they are conditioning their kids in a negative way. The negative programming the parent is giving their child is done out of love for their child. This is the way that so many negative programs are implanted in a mind. By convincing yourself and the person you are programming that it is for their own good, when really it is detrimental to them. On the other end of this programming spectrum, you have programming that is designed specifically to benefit the programmer, regardless of whether it negatively affects the individual being programmed. An example of this programming is the deliberate mind control being practiced by military organizations and the most extreme cult groups. This is not unintentional or unconscious programming. This is conscious programming. This is a case where the person carrying out the conditioning and training of the individual knows exactly what they are doing and exactly how and why to do it to establish the pattern they want to see in the other person. If you have drawn this sigil, your programming is at play in this situation. Not your conscious mind and conscious free will. You are following a pattern that has been programmed into your system long ago without any awareness of that pattern being what is currently in control of your thoughts, words, and actions. That program may be totally counter to your actual best interests and or the best interests of others. Ask yourself, what pattern am I stuck in? If you become aware of the pattern and remember how and why it was programmed, you have the capacity to step outside that program and either follow it or turn it off. Once you become aware of the pattern and how and why it was programmed, you have entered the realm of conscious free choice. That's deep. It's a hard pill to swallow. Pause. It is though. Considering where you're at in life. I hear situational theory. This is a business construct that we learned in college. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos ago that I've posted. This keeps being a recurring theme in literature that I'm reading, I'm seeing. And I say situational because I think that's where the unveiling of these patterns come from, is when we are faced with situations that cause us to reflect and say, how did I get here again? You know, I was having a conversation with someone not too long ago, and I was like, yo, you remember this time around last year we was talking about this and doing the same thing? Don't you find it kind of funny that we're having the same? And what I can say about the conversation, it was progression. Like there was something that felt more forward and more developed from it. But I'm telling y'all, it was the same exact context that we were dealing with before. You know? What I'm also seeing here is automation. Autopilot, of course, deals with the subconscious mind, right? We have done these things, you know, when we do things repetitiously in the conscious mind as well, meaning in the physical, in the 3D, we actually store that information away in our subconscious mind in long-term memory, and some of it goes into short-term memory. The acute memory is based upon a lot of the times the actions that we take. So we're able to draw I'm dealing from the alchemy book now, y'all. But we're able to draw from our experiences in the short term. So let's say you make something with your hands a couple of days ago, and you do it again a few days later. The more you repeat that, the more you're going to be able to retrieve from the short-term memory. You know it by heart, right? As the saying goes, you know how to do it by heart now. So you don't got to look at no manual or anything like that. That not being able to look at the manual is parallel to the experience being stored away into your subconscious brain. So that enables you to repeat process, because of the comfortability as well that comes with doing it repetitiously, to where you can do it with your eyes closed now. Pause, because that sounds crazy, right? Hey, you. When the last time y'all closed your eyes? Let me stop. Let me draw from this card. Spirit guide us into getting this message that we need for the Pisces people. For the Pisces people. You know, Pisces rules over the subconscious mind, so we might as well talk about it, you know? Let's get her done. Let's get her done. First card out. First two cards out. First is the darkening. I just said something on my community tab, I think, about going dark. Somebody said I was hiding. I'm like, me hiding? Okay. It's more like going dark, you know? But I know how it looks, so I ain't tripping, you know? It looks like I'm hiding. I get it, right? You're not seeing my face right now, so to those who are used to seeing me, I can see not seeing me is a form of hiding. I get it. I ain't tripping on you. The next card that follows that is the Blue Temple. The Blue Temple, and I ain't gonna hold you. This Blue Temple card look like what people are calling aliens, alleged aliens. Those lights being seen all over the place, and you know, what do you call it? Drones flying over New York and New Jersey. Did I say that too loud? I'm not even getting into that, y'all. I just seen the title and I just kept it pushing. Like, I don't even want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? For my own reasons. Maybe another time we'll talk about it. What else, Spirit? Keep guiding me. Automation. What's up with the automation? Two cards popped out, so I'm taking them, y'all. I usually only do 3 oracles from the alchemy, but I'm taking these next 2, which is synchronicity. Oh, we know about those. I'm gonna say we need those, and sugar is the last one. Both cards look similar as color, as far as color goes. But we got an Ouroboros with this synchronicity thing. And that's already telling me that it's reflective of the pattern, right? The conditioning, the pattern. And I told you I just I just healed my own anxiety. Came by way of Aries energy. Let's get to tarot, though. No matter of fact, let me read these definitions first. Let's read these alchemy definitions, starting with darkening. In alchemy, darkness is an achievement. It indicates, you see what I'm saying? Like, I be knowing, look, not saying that I be knowing what I'm talking about, but I went into the darkness for a reason, y'all. In alchemy, darkness is an achievement. It indicates the material has been through a significant occurrence, sometimes called an initiatory experience. Basically initiating something, right? That has brought it into the state of readiness for the work. The darkness prepares us. We have moved beyond the small talk and chit-chat of the upper world and descended into the psychic layers of the soul. We admit who we are, fully and bravely, and thus open ourselves to the process of transformation. When this card appears, it's not necessary to delve into what brought you here. The initiation, likely by fire, that has caused the embers to char. Rather, it's time to heal. I just spoke about that. And darkness is the remedy. You see what I'm saying? Listen. Closing your eyes. Oh my goodness. What I just said about closing your eyes is a voluntary expression of darkening. By practicing it daily, we drop into the depths and surrender. As the alchemist's eye adjusts, transformation begins. Okay. Let's get to this Blue Temple. Yo, it's deep, B. It's deep how you can talk about it before you see it. And then the next thing you know, bang. You know? Blue Temple. Oh, here go that. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. Gonna put a bookmark there. And then we're gonna find this Blue Temple. I forgot offhand where the Blue Temple is at. Seems Synchronicity is at 2:15. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. How's everybody doing out there? Since y'all gotta bear with me for a second. I hope well, you know? I truly do. Not just saying that to pass the time, or at least I hope you're getting there. You know what I mean? Real talk. Real talk. Okay. Before I get in the blue temple, right? Natural blue temple. Right. Welcome to the Blue Temple, the home of the alchemical imagination. You have entered the space of new depths, new possibilities. The inner eye opens and you become willing to see. There goes that inner eye again that was spoke about in the darkening card. So we're on track to see in a new way. To understand this card, one must study blue itself. It is the celestial color of the sky, the ocean, and the peacock's tail. Though potent, blue slips away. Through this color, our imagination threads together experiences both grim and glorious. Think blue films and blue ribbons, the halls of heaven and the harrows of melancholy. We are taken into the depths of the mood, of tone, of the rhythm of the blues. The eternal mystery of blue will only deepen as we study it, and this is precisely the point. Leave the cerebral behind, cloak yourself in the sapphire robe, and sit quietly in the vault of mysteries. This is more about sitting still, standing still, being present, being in the moment. I think this is the remedy that was needed, spoken about, right? When it comes to breaking the chain of pattern. Pattern found largely with Saturn constructs, Capricornian constructs, Earth constructs, Earth element constructs in general. In order to break free and be more conscious, one has to be in the moment. That's a fact. That's part of what I learned when healing anxiety. Now, let's get to this synchronicity joint. So, synchronicity, the Unus Mundus, bars, the book is nice. I don't know when they drop an album, is the presiding deity of the alchemy. It arrives to remind us that we are not alone in our queries or our journey. What are we here to do? What pulls us forward? Unanswerable questions are timeless fuel for the flames of transformation. Mystics before us have uttered the same questions while tinkering in their laboratory. Do not underestimate the brave act of your attention to the details of your daily life, to the ecology of our world. What you notice matters. You matter. When this card arrives, sacred messages abound. Everything is a living symbol in synchronicity. Its guidance is sent directly from the alchemists who have come before you to encourage you along the way, to see the deeper meaning of what is in front of you. In this very moment, the new eye opens. The new eye again. You know what I mean? Again, that's 3 times as the charm. I think that's 4 times. I think it was mentioned in the number 50 as well. So look, it's the new way of seeing things is key here, as you can see, as we can hear. I also just got finished watching something that was relative to the ears, and notice how the ear is shaped like a womb, like a woman's womb where you carry the child. And that is where we get to listen and hear the feminine energy of where the seed is planted. Hey, yo, because that's crazy work. I'm serious, though. You know, and that's also relative to what we're saying right now, is to be present in the moment. You have to be able to hear. So a lot of times that comes with quiet, you know. Quiet on set. Quiet on set, I heard. Who's doing a film right now? Quiet on set. But you can apply that to your life as well. Let's get to this sugar definition. Oh, how sugar dances on the tongue. No matter how intellectual and scholarly our pursuits, sugar reminds us of our longing for simple pleasures. Until the 12th century, our need for sweetness, it is, after all, one of the 5 essential tastes in Ayurveda, pardon if I'm butchering that word, was fulfilled by raw honey offered by the bees. This material had many medicinal properties and was known in alchemy as a sacred elixir. Now most of our sources of sweetness, both literally and metaphorically, are highly processed, defined for us by a culture of consumption. This card is the call to explore the simple sweetness in life. Can you add tenderness to your alchemical experiment? How about joy or even laughter? It is likely the pleasure you crave will not be found from manufactured means, but from the childlike wonder residing in the heart. Remember the alchemical wisdom of like attracts like. So this is great as far as summing this up oracle wise, because that process of manufacturing that's spoken about in this sugar card, y'all, is reflective of the pattern that we have embedded in our subconscious mind by the traditions that we have taken on, the societal expectations that we have accepted as our own, also the patterns that we are passing down or have attempted to pass down to our children. Now listen, right? Into our friends as well, for those of us who try to manipulate our friends into being what we want them to be, you know what I mean? All that, you know what I mean? You at least have to be guilty of that one time or another. So what I'm saying is this, right? Ultimately, we have come to a time where we want something that is more authentic, something that is more raw, like honey, in regards to, or should I say in contrast to, Domino's white sugar. I'm just keeping it a bang, powdered sugar and all that. Like, what? I'm just keeping it a bang. Why does it need processing? And you know, the more that something is processed, the more, or should I say, the less valuable it becomes. So it increases the incidence level, meaning the number of times you can actually obtain or consume that process, right? Because the less in value it is, the more you can pick it up. So that's for somebody out there who keeps buying the cheaper version. And I mean this in regards to actual processed foods, right? Like, I'm not saying, because I'm gonna keep it a beam with you right now, some of the store brands are actually taste better than the name brands. I'm just keeping it a beam. And come to find out, when you do your research, you come to find out that they're all done in the same warehouse. They all done by the same company. It's bogged out here, B. It's bogged out here. But you get what I'm saying, right? In order to stop automation, is to be authentic, is to be real, is to look for the simple pleasures in life right now, which a lot of us has gotten away from. Again, I resort this back to Aries energy. You know what? The North Node, the nodes in general have great significance in tarot reading. Again, the ears. I'm listening to the visions on these cards and to the words that are in the descriptions. This is what's enabling me to give birth to my assessment. And what I'm hearing largely is North Node Aries descriptions. So, you know, I wouldn't even had to draw any of these cards, is pretty much what I'm saying, because the North Node is in Aries right now. And I say that because to be present in a moment and understand what one wants, and to be quiet, like, to be quiet means you can't have anybody else around you, right or wrong. And able to hear those thoughts, and able to look into the mind's eye, into the quiet mind, into the darkness, into the void, to hear what's needed to be heard for you in order to break that chain or break that cycle, break that pattern, that comfortable pattern, right? You got to be conscious. You got to be eyes wide open right now in the moment. Open moment. Bars are nice. We already know that. Stream retrograde music right now before the retrograde is over. You heard? Let's get into some tarot, though. Get into the details. Get into y'all business. Pisces, what's good with y'all? Y'all swimming upstream or not? That's a traditional definition, but me, I look at it as one fish astral projecting in another dimension, the other one being here. Kind of got something to do with what we're talking about too. All right. Spirit, help guide me to deliver this message to the people. You know, to the Pisces people, Being stubborn, I kind of like that though. It's going to cause me to be conscious and draw the card myself. Spirit got us. So what we got out here is the Chariot. Now, this is very interesting already, because the Chariot is about being in control and being wise off of past experiences. But aren't we trying to relinquish control? So some of y'all, maybe all of us, somebody's trying to keep control, and it may not be you. It may be the other party. Let's keep drawing cards to find out. I got a Queen of Cups here that's in reverse, showing me that someone, right, I feel like someone's being wishy-washy, on the fence, back and forth, contradictive, not absolutely sure of what they're saying because they're trying to save face. This card is followed by a Queen of Swords in reverse. You got two women, two chicks that you're dealing with, Pisces. The gender doesn't matter, y'all. So it could be two dudes that you're dealing with, Pisces women. Player, player, player on player. I ain't mad at y'all, but you know, it get like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Your inbox get filled up and you just like, oh my God, what is going on here? I didn't ask for any of this. Or did you? Now we have the Ace of Cups that's out here. A new revival. I'm hearing to leave it there. To leave it there. All right. So, this is what's really going on. See, I told you I was about to get in our business. And this is without me even pulling out the messy deck. Y'all don't want me to pull out the messy deck. I'm really getting y'all business. But like I said, right? I feel like this is someone in your life, Pisces, because I feel like the control. Now, this Chariot could be, you know, it's a major arcana. So it's probably playing parts in both parties' lives. I think for the Pisces people, what I'm feeling is this Chariot is representing, like I told y'all, I healed my anxiety. I think it's the control of that. The controlling of the hindrance in your life, because you're able to actually break free from being distracted and tugged in different directions. And you've come to this place by way of feeling, by way of intuition, and you are almost sure that there is going to be another obstacle along the way, but you're almost anticipating it. You're almost welcoming it, because now you get to kind of like strut your stuff, the things that you have learned relative to this pattern that has been on autopilot for so long, and this victory that's coming with that. Success is not going to look like what society suggests that it is, and you can actually take a look around if you're aware of, I might as well say it, gossip and stuff, you know, articles, publications lately of how what is deemed someone's success might not be what you want as success. Let's just put it that way. So you have learned what this self-discipline and focus, the combination of both of them, y'all, not one without the other, because I still feel that simple thing in life, those simple things in life. I just told my friend the other day, look, I'm craving a pineapple crush and a cigar. I feel like a mob don stuck in 1988 in the Bronx, you know what I mean? Because that was our favorite soda in the Bronx. B, I'm just keeping it a bean, was the pineapple crush. I don't know if y'all on it. And you know, I'll be anti those types of chemicals and all that, but I'm telling you, I'm going to mess around and go get me a pineapple crush, because sometimes it's the simple things in life. That's terrible sugar, though, so I don't know if that's the greatest example. Don't follow that example, y'all, if that's not where y'all at. If y'all can go get some tea with honey, please do. You know, I should probably take my own advice there. But let's get to this Queen of Cups in reverse that comes after it. I feel like this Queen of Cups in reverse, y'all, is someone that has put their emotional... I'm not saying that they put their emotional baggage or burden on you. However, they've expressed it. So they might have just done this. Yeah, okay, I get it now. They've done it subconsciously, unaware that it has something to do with the connection between you two. That is probably not. It probably doesn't have anything to do with the price of tea in China. Meaning, what they're doing is expressing, or should I say, venting of how they've been hurt or wronged for putting themselves out there for other people. You understand what I'm saying? But you're looking at it like, okay, you don't even have to tell me that, because you're wise enough to know what you've been through. You're wise enough to know what you're coming out of, if you're coming out of it at all. And you don't even need to communicate that to me, because what it's doing in the communication is it's causing a rift in the connection, in the partnership, in the relationship, because this Pisces is feeling like there has been potential there because of seeds that has been planted with this Queen of Cups. Again, make the gender fit the way that it's supposed to. But that person is trying to save face too much by kind of like going around the matter at hand. Remember, we're talking about being in the moment in order to break automative patterns. So, like I said, that discussion of past hurts or how that person has put their neck out there for other people and have been wronged, it's kind of like a safe haven for them to go back into that pattern, or for it to be okay to be still in that pattern because they voiced it to someone. And as long as you're not saying, man, fuck that pattern, fuck that nigga, you know what I'm saying, or fuck that bitch, you know what I mean, like, yo, fuck them, you know what I'm saying, fuck them, let's go out, or let's, you know what I mean, instead of you being that way, you're just listening like, oh, you're going to be caught up in that shit, ain't you? You know? And you're trying to do that to save face. You're trying to still be pretty and witty and all of that. And it's just like, yo, come on. Knock it off. Because at the end of this is this Ace of Cups. I'm telling y'all now, what it's telling me there is that eventually that Queen of Cups in reverse will come around. But it's going to depend on how you carry out your business, Pisces, in a way that's about being present and in the moment. You may break patterns. You may become very unpredictable at this time, and that in doing that will show this Queen of Cups in reverse like, oh, that person is just on some new eccentric, electric, I can't pin them down. So me speaking to them about these things is not going to be a form of manipulation over them. It's not going to, change the context of a relationship, and it's not going to make them feel like they should tolerate this, because they're just on one. There's no telling what the long term is with them. You got to catch up with that Pisces in the moment, in the day when they're doing it. Pause, because that's crazy work. Now, there's also, like I said, there's another person involved here that is this is how you're going to know who this person is in y'all lives, Pisces, is that they're going to be speaking about other people in an ill kind of way. And that's something that's telling you to take heed, because they also are locked in the pattern of cycles that they have been in with those people. So they're still reflecting on the harms. They're still reflecting on the negative impacts that those people had on them, to the point where they're still bringing them up. They're still discussing them. And again, when they have this discussion, which was like, what does it have to do with the price of tea in China? Like, it's unwarranted. What are you doing? And I feel like this retrograde also, like the nodes, has something to deal with this. Not only that, right? Come to think of it now that it's spoken about, the South Node in Libra has something to do with this. So they're having a tough time of letting go of the relationship. But it's just like it's kind of like a nasty relationship. It's kind of like, get over it already. Like, what are you know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, this might be the same person with queen qualities, right? And you're thinking to yourself, Pisces, like, what in the fuck is wrong with this bro? Or what's wrong with this dude? Like, you got all this shit going on for yourself, yet you're caught up in this cyclical pattern of bullshit, of nonsense. You know what I mean? It don't mean francs for what's going on right now. And it's, while they're thinking that they're saving face with you, maybe kind of thinking that they're showing some type of humanity or some type of character by having caring concern about people in their lives who, they want to give grace maybe, or, another chance or something like that. You're looking at it like, yo, just care about you, yo. Whether you're saying that or not, I don't know. But you're damn sure showing it. You're damn sure showing it by being about you. And they're going to have to get with the program by observing you if they still trying to connect and be around you. Because this Ace of Cups comes after it, which shows new beginnings and new relationships, new romance, new love, new happiness, joy, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Fertility, pregnancy, take that how you want. You know what I mean? But definitely celebrating, socializing, being, in the moment, being present, as largely to do with intuition as well. Crown chakra energy, knowing this time around. So it definitely directly connects to the Chariot. And this is something that you're looking forward to, Pisces. And this is how these queens in your life are going to get with the, how should I say? No, I was just about to say get with the program. But based upon what we have drawn with that automation card, this is how they're going to get out the program. Oh, I got to put that in a title probably, right? Those queens are going to get out the program because they're going to have no choice. If they really fuck with you like that, they're going to have no choice because they're going to be looking. And they're going to say, you know what? This person doesn't give a fuck about that shit that I got going on back in the days and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a fuck, yo. What have they found out that I need to find out? That was something about, oh no, that was last week. No, that was this reading, right? The darkening. The darkening is an achievement, it said. So they're going to be like, what the fuck? They look like they achieved something. How did they do that? They did it in the dark, baby. That's how. Until next time, I'm out, y'all.